Alright guys, for those of you joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live as well, we are just about to begin our election coverage here at News 24. And I'm going to go ahead and insert my mic. We're going on in just about 2 minutes, and we're going to update you with the latest in the U.S. midterm election, and also we're going to update you with the latest on local races once those polls close. Polls close at 7 o'clock local time here in Illinois. So we're just a few minutes away from starting those. So right now I am taking a look. Currently in the House, the Democrats have 20 seats. Republicans have 16. That is confirmed. And for the Senate, currently Republicans hold 42, and the Democrats hold 25, all uncontested. So we're going to go on live here in just a moment while you wait for local results to arrive. The polls are going to be opening up any minute now. So we're going to start. How much we got? 30 seconds? All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Live from News 24 Studios, this is Election Night 2018. Now reporting, Aaron Price. And good evening. It's the night that has been anticipated for quite some time. It is now Election Night 2018, and right now we are currently taking a look at a United States map of the House. Right now the Democrats control 20 of those points for the majority. You need 218 to get the majority vote for the House, and the Republicans also at 20. So right now we're kind of in a mixed situation. The number one race right now, however, that we are watching is Kentucky District 6, where Andy Barr is running against Amy McGrath, Andy being the Republican, Mrs. McGrath being the Democrat. She currently holds 51% of the vote, Andy Barr holding about 47% of the vote, and we are going to continue to keep you updated on those House races as we continue to get more information in. But taking a look at the Senate right now, the Republicans 42 uncontested. You need 50 to take the House, and the Democrats right now only need about 25 for the Senate, but obviously they still got tons more states to go, so that could easily change. Let's go ahead and take a look now at our governor races. Polls just opening for Illinois. Polls also opening for states like Nebraska, let's see here, Wyoming, South Dakota, just to name a few. Several more states opening up at 8 o'clock local time in Pennsylvania as well. So we're going to go ahead and keep you updated on that. We're going to take another look at the House right now, dig in a little bit deeper to some of these elections in different districts around the nation. Let's start with Kentucky. District 1, James Comer, steady lead over Paul Walker. District 2, Brent Guthrie confirmed. District 5, Harold Hal Rogers confirmed. District 4, Thomas Massie confirmed. And again, we are still taking a look at Kentucky District 6. About 66.5% of precincts are reporting right now Andy Barr still trailing about 3 points from his opponent, Amy McGrath. In Indiana, Jackie Walorski, the Republican, leading just slightly over Mel Hall, and James E. Banks confirmed over Courtney Trich in Indiana District 3. District 6, Greg Pence confirmed, and in Indiana District 8, Larry Buxton confirmed, and in Indiana District 9, Trey Hollingsworth was a 61% lead over Liz Watson, who currently has about 38%. So still the majority, again, 218. Each side currently still has 20 points in the elections as polls open in 18 more states across the nation right now. We are going to update you as we get more information in. But first, we are going to take a quick break. More coverage after this. You're listening to Election Night 2018.
Please, listen. You really need to hear this. Because it's up to all of us to make a difference. Pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorists, we all need to pay more attention. Especially at crosswalks, school zones, and other high traffic areas. It really is a matter of life or death.
Here we are, wherever here might be, Election Day. When you rise above the noise, the tweets, the talking heads, what you hear and what you see are two different things. You hear about how we're a nation divided, yet from where we sit, we see no such thing. We see 500,000 people today alone stitching together some supposedly very divided states. Red states, blue states, and every shade of purple in between. We see people working across party lines, state lines, yes, even airlines, all looking for that uncommon common ground. A nice reminder that if you really want to see what this country is made of, maybe it's best to go see it for yourself.
If you've got stuff that needs storage on a budget, K&K's Econo line of storage buildings were designed for the budget-minded and feature the same K&K craftsmanship and attention to detail. Right now, you can get one for as low as $59 a month and as little as $49 down. Do a little shopping around and you'll see that K&K has the lowest prices anywhere. If you've got stuff that needs storage, call the region's premier builder of storage options. See our inventory and the possibilities at kkportablebuildings.com.
Please, listen. You really need to hear this. Because it's up to all of us to make a difference. Pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorists, we all need to pay more attention. Especially at crosswalks, school zones, and other high traffic areas. It really is a matter of life or death.
You're listening to Election Night 2018 on News 24. And welcome back to Election Night 2018. I'm Aaron Price, standing by here on the news desk with you. We still have a lot of ground to cover. We're here till 11 o'clock, and we are still taking a look at those national maps out there still for the House. Democrats 20, Republican tied with the Democrats currently at 20 as well. So right now we are actually going to shift to Murfreesboro, where our Michael Reed is reporting on Mike Bost's victory party, and people are just beginning to show up there. Mike, what's going on? So we're 4-4. All right, looks like fun. Thanks, Mike. We now want to shift to Metropolis, Illinois, where our Emma Gass is reporting on Patrick Windhorst's victory party. Emma, what's going on down there? All right, thanks, Emma. Let's shift to the United States Senate right now. There you see still Republicans gaining a large number of the points, but still yet we only have just a few states reporting their races. Currently, Republicans holding 42 seats in the Senate. The Democrats currently holding 25. Again, all of those uncontested. Indiana, Mike Braun over Joe Donnelly, currently leading 54% to 40%. In Vermont, Bernie Sanders is confirmed, leading over Lawrence Zupan. And currently taking a look in Virginia, it is a close one, but Tim Kaine has been confirmed over Corey Stewart, 52% over 45%. In West Virginia, Patrick Morrisey with 40%. He is the Republican, and Joe Manchin, the Democrat, currently with 55%. Only 0.1% of precincts reporting in that one, though. Other than that, right now, it doesn't look like we have too many other states reporting much when it comes to the Senate. Still, though, in the House, 20 and 20 Democrats and Republicans, nothing new there. But we do also want to take a look at some governor races this evening. Vermont, Phil Scott over Christine Hallquist, Mr. Scott, with 62.56% of the vote. Christine Hallquist with 32% of the vote. However, it's a bit of a different story in New Hampshire. Molly Kelly, the Democrat, with 53% of the vote, and Chris Sununu, currently with 44% of the vote. In Ohio, Mark DeWine, the Republican, with 44% of the vote. Richard Condrey, with the Democrat, with 52% of the vote. South Carolina, it's a close one, but Henry McMaster, just with 0.2 precincts reporting, leading James Smith 51% to 48%. In Georgia, Brian Kemp over Stacey Abrams, 67% for Mr. Kemp, only 32% right now for Abrams. And the most watched race tonight, governor race that is in Florida. Ron DeSantis, the Republican, and Andrew Gillum, the Democrat. Currently, Gillum racking up 51.40% of the vote, and Ron DeSantis currently with 47.39% of the vote. That still yet is a very, very close one, and we are going to continue to keep you updated on all of those races. However, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with much more election coverage here on News 24.
Jerks who take up 2 parking spaces, realizing that bad autocorrect after you send the text. Annoying? Yes, but nowhere near as annoying as the crushing sound of a screeching garage door. It's time to call the doctor. The Door Doctor. With their $99 Screech Buster special, no more screeching. Save your door, save your ears. Call 866-2-DOOR-DR for the Door Doctor of Southern Illinois. The doctor will see you now.
Tabor Pest Services, located throughout Southern Illinois, gives you 7 reasons to let them protect your home or business. It's family-owned and operated, with over 30 years' experience in the complete protection of your home. We offer a lifetime renewable termite guarantee, good for the life of your property. If you sell your home or business, we guarantee the transfer to the new owners at no cost. Satisfied customer references and reasonable prices. 7 reasons to call Tabor Pest Services at 618-439-7295 and let them protect your property.
Need auto parts? Shop O'Reilly Auto Parts. With convenient locations nationwide and well-trained professional parts people, you can count on O'Reilly to help you get back on the road fast. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Pure Pet, we provide a healthier choice for the pet owner. If you eat correctly, you feel better. And your animal's the same way. It's not just a short-term solution, it's a way of life.
We focus on nutrition. We do a lot of research on what we bring into the store. We've got locally homemade dog treats. We also have self-service pet wash stations.
We provide the shampoo, it comes down, mixes in with the water, and it makes it really easy to wash your pet. You know, when you leave here, you feel better about the choice that you make for your pet.
Unlimited Wash Club because I want to make a good first impression with my clients, and this is a fast and easy way to keep my vehicle clean.
I'm always on the go with the kids, and Finish Line Car Wash makes it fast and easy for me to keep my car clean.
I love the Unlimited Wash Club because it's convenient, it's affordable, I can be in and out in under 5 minutes, and I keep my truck looking great.
Free vacuums, Unlimited Wash Club, and fast service. Clean, fast, and fun.
I'm not gonna sit here in a car dealership for 6-7 hours. I don't like that. But here, we've been here maybe an hour, mostly because we're going through different vehicles to find out which one we liked and told them what we could put as a down payment, and next thing you know, we filled out papers and we got keys.
Some people think it takes all day to purchase a vehicle, but here at Auto Credit, we can get you approved in 10 minutes and driving home in your new vehicle in less than an hour. Online, anytime, at GoAutoCredit.com.
Welcome back to live coverage of Election Night 2018. Now, reporting again from News 24 Studios, Aaron Price. And welcome back. Well, we are, after all, a news channel, so we don't only report the news, we also report weather and sports, so we are going to go ahead and check in with Terry for just a moment, as a few showers are beginning to develop across the area. Terry, what are you seeing? Alright, thanks Terry. We're now going to take another quick look at the midterm election and the House races. 218 seats for the majority. We're still at 20 and 20 Democrat and Republican right now. We do, however, want to take a look at Kentucky District 1. That covers western Kentucky, including the Paducah area. James Comer, the Republican, currently with 61% of the vote over Paul Walker, the Democrat, with about 38% of the vote. Also in Kentucky right now we have Andy Barr with 47% of the vote under Amy McGrath with 51% of the vote, still a very close one. And we are going to continue and monitor that race. In Ohio, Shauna Roberts, 67% of the vote over Bill Johnson with about 32% of the vote. And Indiana right now only having about 2 districts reporting Democrat. One of those being District 1, Peter Visklowski with 67% of the vote, and Mark Lavelle currently with about 30% of the vote. Let's move on to North Carolina. Philip G. Price, the Democrat, 97% of the vote. Confirmed, G.K. Butterfield, the Democrat in District 1 of North Carolina, 78% of the vote. And currently taking a look at some districts in Virginia near Washington. District 10, Jennifer Wexton, confirmed, 58% of the vote. Barbara Comstock with 41% of the vote. And still yet in Florida, we are watching a few races. Florida District 2, Neil Dunn over Bob Ratcliffe with 58% of the vote. Florida District 5, Al Lawson confirmed with 69% of the vote. District 9, Darren Soto confirmed with 57% of the vote. District 17, only one candidate running there, obviously confirmed, Greg Stubbe. And currently in District 6, Michael Waltz with 56% of the vote over Vion Henson with 45.15% of the vote. The House digits currently still 20 and 20. We're going to update you, but first we are taking a look in Chicago, where our Tarandon Newbert is currently reporting. at the J.B. Pritzker Victory Rally. Tranda, what's going on up there? All right, thanks, Tranda. Seems like fun. We do have a quick update for you. 5 Illinois polling places in Chicago will stay open until 8 p.m., plus 2 in DuPage County open until 7:30 due to various reasons, including judges not showing up, equipment sent to the wrong location, and wrong ballots. Will continue to keep you updated on that. Currently still 20 and 20 in the House. We'll continue to keep you updated. You're listening to live election coverage on 103.4 FM The Mix and News 24.
I would encourage all of you to pay it forward and let that random act of kindness define us as a nation.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
You know why Louisiana food is the best food in the world?
Cause we're slow cooking.
You heard the man. Well, slow cooking's about to pay off fast with some deliciously good deals on my amazing Popeye's chicken. How good? I'm talking 4 pieces for only $5 good. You heard me. 4 for for $5 good. Or 10 pieces and all this for 20 good. I'm talking, ooh, now I'm hungry good. Deals like this are why you don't just like Popeyes. You love that chicken from Popeyes.
I went searching for the gods that plant a garden, and in the hills of Shawnee, it took my breath away. Down 57, there's a piece of heaven for every girl and boy. And it'll make you wanna make a home out of Southern Illinois.
You do have a choice when it comes to healthcare. Southern Illinois GI Specialist in Carbondale is committed to make screening colonoscopy affordable to all, especially for patients with high deductibles and no insurance. One flat affordable fee covers all costs, including pathology services. Board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Zahor Maktoum, specializing in all GI procedures. Cost-effective outpatient procedures performed with the highest quality. Southern Illinois GI Specialist, Carbondale.
This is Kern from Vogler Ford. We know that when you shop for a pre-owned car, you want it to be everything you expect it to be. That's why we use AutoCheck. AutoCheck provides a thorough report on a vehicle's history, from accident reports to title or odometer issues, and even maintenance reports. It's the most complete report you can get when you're looking at a pre-owned vehicle. Browse our website. You can see the AutoCheck score, which tells you how that vehicle compares to others like it. We don't have anything to hide. That's why we always say, you got to get to Vogler in Carbondale.
At Silkworm, our company culture is our brand. I love design, and this is a great place for it.
It make great first impressions last. That's our slogan.
It's kind of like the golden rule. It's exciting just to see something new and different.
As you evolve as an artist, you can surprise yourself with what you can come up with.
People keep coming back. Everybody's real happy to work with us. We've crafted a culture here that everyone wants to be a part of.
We'll find solutions to what you're looking for.
That's success.
Silkworm, high standards, happy customers. Find us, silkworminc.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle Brown with ER Brown Furniture, and I invite you to shop our huge selection of furniture. With everything from living room to dining room to bedroom and mattress sets, you can find it all in one place. We're sure to have what you're looking for with styles like casual and rustic to contemporary as well as industrial. From name brands such as Broyhill, La-Z-Boy, Von Bassett, Smith Brothers, and many more. We invite you to West Frankfort.
And welcome back to live election coverage here on News 24. We are still monitoring the midterm election here in the United States. Some states on the East Coast still coming up with some elections results right now. We do want to take a look at Florida District number 26, where it is a mighty close one. About 62% of precincts reporting right now. Carlos Curbelo over Debbie Mascarozel Powell. Mrs. Powell currently with 50% of the vote. Carlos only with 49% of the vote. That's just 1 point away from each other there in Florida. Kentucky District 1, as I mentioned earlier, James Comer is still leading over Paul Walker right now. District 6, still a close one. Amy McGrath over Andy Barr, currently with 51%. Andy Barr with 47%. In New Hampshire, Chris Pappas, 59% of the vote. Eddie Edwards with 39% of the vote. Currently taking a look in South Carolina, it's a close one there as well. Gerhard Gressman, 49.04% of the vote. James Clyburn, the Democrat, with 49.89% of the vote. And we are still taking a look at some other districts in Georgia right now. It appears Georgia District 14 is showing up Tom Graves, 82%, Steve Foster with 17%. Other than that, though, in Georgia, Rick Allen over Francis Johnson, 71%. And we still have no results for the local area in Illinois as ballots are tallied. We'll continue to update you here on live election coverage. But right now, We want to go up to Belleville, where Brendan Kelly is currently holding his victory party, and our Mike Smith is live there. Mike, what's going on in Belleville right now? All right, thank you very much, Mike. And now we are taking a quick look from CBC News about what's at stake in the U.S. midterm elections.
The U.S. midterm elections don't usually get a whole lot of attention outside of the country, but this year is different because whatever happens in November will be seen as a referendum on Donald Trump. Right now, Republicans have the majority in both the House of Representatives and the Senate, but control of Congress is up for grabs. If nothing changes, it means Americans like what they have now and they want more of it. But if Democrats take control of either house, there could be some major changes. For starters, pretty much any Republican legislation would be dead on arrival, and expect more investigations into allegations of corruption, Russia, and Trump's businesses. So how do the midterms work? Let's start with the House. Members serve a 2-year term, so every seat is up for grabs. Right now, Republicans have 236 out of 435 seats. Democrats have 193, and 6 are vacant. One reason Democrats are optimistic, more than 40 Republicans aren't running again, including House Speaker Paul Ryan. Flipping the House is rare. In fact, in the last 25 years, it's only happened 3 times. In 1994, back when Bill Clinton was president, Democrats lost the House. In 2006, it flipped back, partly because of anger with then-President George W. Bush. In 2010, the Tea Party wave handed control back to the Republicans, and they have kept it ever since. What do those 3 flips have in common? Each favored the party not in the White House. The Senate works differently. There are 100 senators, 2 for each state. Republicans have control of the Senate by a paper-thin margin, but it's pretty likely they'll still have control come November. Each senator serves a 6-year term, and elections are staggered. They happen every 2 years, so about a third of the Senate is up for re-election. This year, 35 seats are in play. 26 are held by Democrats or left-leaning independents. 9 are held by Republicans, so the basic math favors Republicans. And 10 of those Democrats are running in states that Trump won and is still popular. So the Senate changing hands could be a long shot. But it's not just Congress that could change. There are 36 governorships up for grabs, and more than 6,000 members of state legislatures will be elected. A record number of women are running for office, most of them Democrats, so the results could be historic. Another thing to watch for in all of this is turnout. Traditionally, more Republicans show up to vote for the midterms than Democrats. Opposition to Donald Trump could change that or not. And then there are concerns about Russia interfering in the election. All of this while the tone is already nasty on both sides and the country is increasingly divided.
Much more midterm election coverage next on News 24.
We refuse to do things the easy way because building is what we do. Partner with us because time is money. Quality is everything. You should love where you live. Cooking with Mom. Weekend get-togethers. That's what it's about. Proudly local and here to partner with you. Right to its heaven.
Make Legends at Walker's Bluff your weekend dining destination. Every Friday and Saturday night, experience a Taste of Legends dinner special, a 2-course meal for just $19.95. Or try one of our signature entrees, including our 24-ounce porterhouse steak. Our culinary team at Legends carefully prepares their menu items to be as pleasing to the eye as they are to the palate. Whether it's a special occasion or everyday dining, experience Legends at Walker's Bluff.
Would you like to hear your grandchildren? Or hear better in church or a restaurant? Hear better in situations that are important to you?
The Audiology and Hearing Center would love the opportunity to help you hear better. It's what we do.
And we're so confident in what we do and the quality of our hearing aids. We'll let you try them for 75 days. If you don't feel like you hear better, we'll give you a full refund.
Call the Audiology and Hearing Center today.
This isn't a commercial. We're not trying to sell you anything. It's actually far more important. Deaths on Illinois roadways due to drunk or buzzed drivers are on the rise. That means everyone you know, including yourself, are at risk. And it's up to you to choose life or death.
Robert took great pride in his projects. He worked with a passion, paying attention to every last detail. But a routine doctor's visit revealed a serious concern. One that wouldn't have been seen without an imaging services team that worked with that same level of care. Interventional radiologists performed a minimally invasive procedure, quickly getting Robert back to his normal life, giving him an experience he can build on for years to come. Only SIH.
You have made it to BFJ Interiors in West Frankfort. Follow me inside and take a look around. Welcome to our store. At BFJ Interiors, we keep up with the latest trends. Farmhouse, contemporary, or transitional, we have just what you are looking for. BFJ Interiors is located in downtown West Frankfort. Come visit our store.
I've had a hearing loss for a long time, and I've tried several brands. I've been a lot of places, but I've found I love your product that you have, and I love your service. Love the Lyric. Love it. It's more natural sounding than any hearing aid I've ever had, and I definitely, people should try the Lyric. My hearing is a lot better.
Better hearing at a better price.
News doesn't take a break, and we won't either. Sunrise to sunset, DeCoin to Carbondale, we're there. A team of more than 100 working to get the news to you now. An expert weather team, sports team, and online 24/7. So starting in your day with us, pioneering in technology and expert analysis. We are pioneers. We are News 24. You're listening to News 24 TV. And welcome back to midterm election coverage here on News 24. We have a lot more stuff to get to tonight, but we are going to take another quick look at the House, where currently it doesn't look like much has changed. Democrats still 20 points, Republicans still at 20 as well. Still waiting for some of those local results to come in. Polls obviously have closed. They closed at 7 o'clock. Typically, it takes about an hour for our first results to come in. So we're going to continue and watch that. But right now we are going to go back to Mike Bost's victory party at the Murfreesboro Elks Lodge right now, where our Michael Reed is reporting. What's going on there now? All right, thanks, Michael. Here's another look at what this year's midterm elections results may look like.
Chances are you've already seen campaign ads, bumper stickers, and yard signs of your local congressmen and congresswomen. Yup, the midterm election season is upon us once again. If you didn't know, they're kind of a big deal. 435 seats in the House of Representatives, 35 of the 100 seats in the Senate, 36 of 50 governorships, not to mention numerous statewide races and ballot measures up for vote. Unless you're a political junkie, it's quite difficult to keep track. So why are midterms so important? And what do we expect in 2018? We have the facts. Civics 101. Midterm elections are generally viewed as a gauge of the sitting president's performance. The House of Representatives and 1/3 of the Senate is elected every 2 years. All senators serve 6-year terms. Midterm elections can shift the power of the presidency. The year was 1994. It was the first midterm election of Bill Clinton's presidency. Dubbed the Republican Revolution, the GOP captured the U.S. House, Senate, and a majority of the country's governor's mansions. In fact, it was the first time Republicans controlled both chambers of Congress since 1952. This sweep led to major policy changes, including welfare reform. Jump to the thumping of 2006, President George W. Bush's second midterm.
If you look at race by race, it was close. The cumulative effect, however, was not too close. It was a thumping.
Democrats won back both chambers handily from the GOP. Then, President Barack Obama was elected 2 years later, and Democrats reformed the healthcare system.
Elections are hard to win, and it's hard to flip seats. People favor their incumbents. They might not like Congress, but they tend to like the person that is representing them because they know that name. They might see them in the community.
In the world of 2018, Democrats stand a chance to capture the House, but their road to a majority in the Senate is much tougher. Political analysts say momentum is tipping toward Democrats, but they also have to defend more than 24 Senate seats this time around, including 10 in states President Trump won in 2016.
So split the House? Democrats need 23 seats. That's a lot of people to flip, even if some of those margins are slimmer. There's a really tough map for Democrats.
In the Senate, not only does control matter, but the size of the majority matters. Many votes require 3/5 majority, or 60 votes, to skirt a filibuster, and some require a 2/3 majority. On a state level, leaders elected this fall will influence redistricting after the 2020 U.S. Census. You may have heard of the dreaded gerrymander. The party in control will have the opportunity to redraw district lines that tip future elections in their favor. Despite all the important issues and candidates up for date, voter turnout during midterm elections is substantially lower than presidential elections. Approximately 40% of the eligible voting populace voted in recent elections. Compare that with about 60% during the presidential election years.
Average voters are excited to come out and vote for the presidential election. They might be less excited to vote for their more local races.
The midterms are so influential. Beyond trying to keep the government running, Congress is unlikely to consider any major legislation for the rest of the year. That means all those fights over immigration, healthcare, and the economy will end up being decided by those who are elected. If you can drown out all those ads and make it to the polls, know that your vote will play a role in shaping today's political world.
Much more election night coverage next on News 24.
You need to hear this. Please. It's not just a random commercial. It's actually very important and affects you and those you care about. More people are dying on Illinois roadways and completely preventable crashes. Wearing your seatbelt really is your best defense. It's a matter of life or death.
The new Steak and Shake Prime Steak Burger. The world's best big burger. That's the sound it makes. A sound steak lovers understand. That's the sound of the perfect blend of beef. 6 ounces of the finest all-natural brisket and chuck. The sound of something so big, you have to put a steak knife in it. The new Prime Steak Burger, only at Steak and Shake.
No matter what kind of work you do,
A good pair of boots will take you there. Adams Shoe Store supplies the boots for you. They carry a wide range of footwear for men and women. Adams Shoe Store, your next step to quality footwear, south of Route 13 on Market Street in Marion, Illinois.
Small business is the backbone to our community. It's a good feeling to know that one loan to small business benefits everyone in the community, not just that business.
It's the people at People's National Bank that are making a difference in the lives of Southern Illinois. People's National Bank is a locally owned community bank that provides quality services for the people that work and live in Southern Illinois. People's National Bank, since 1909, our focus continues on you, our customers.
I chose Integrity Roofing to do the roof because they offered not only the lowest price, but they offered the kind of roof that I wanted. I wanted the rubber membrane roof because that's what was on it before, and they were able to do that.
Choose Integrity Roofing and Exteriors for your next commercial project. With quality service that gets the job right the first time. Integrity matters.
Welcome back to election night coverage here on News 24. We have breaking news right now as more seats are coming in. J.B. Pritzker has been confirmed as the Illinois governor again. J.B. Pritzker confirmed as the Illinois governor tonight. We are going to go ahead and take a look at our U.S. map right now. The Democrats leading the Republicans 46-38. Just an update in there. We are going to continue to take a look at this. John Shimkus above Kevin Gaither in Illinois District 15 right now. He's leading 76% to Kevin Gaither with 23%. And currently taking a look at our local results. As I mentioned, Brendan Kelly getting that nomination for governor. Again, not confirmed with our election sources, but that just in. J.B. Pritzker has been confirmed the Illinois governor. And we're working right now to get more information on that. All right, J.B. Pritzker with 50% of the vote. Bruce Rauner with 44% of the vote. William McCann with 3%, and Grayson Jackson with 2.4% right now. We're going to continue to keep an eye on it, but again, right now, J.B. Pritzker, the projected winner for the Illinois governor. Taking a look right now in Kansas, Laura Kelly leading Chris Kobach 52% to 40%. In Rhode Island, Gia Raimondo, the Democrat, leading over Alan Fung, the Republican, with 51% over 38%. Tennessee, Bill Lee over Carl Dean with 61%, and Carl Dean at 37%. Oklahoma, Kevin Stitt with 52% over the Democrat, Drew Edmondson 44%. In Texas, currently right now, Greg Abbott with 53% of the vote over Lupe Valdez with 45% of the vote. In Georgia, Brian Kemp with 59% of the vote over Stacey Abrams with 40% of the vote. And in South Carolina, Henry McMaster, 55% of the vote over James Smith with 44% of the vote. We're going to continue to keep an eye on governor races right now, again, as more results come in. Still currently, Democrats at 46 of the seats for the majority, up to 218 to gain majority of the House. In the Senate currently, the Republicans picking up 42 points, the Democrats currently with 26 points. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of those states right now. Indiana, Mike Braun over Joe Donnelly. Mike Braun with 54.6% of the vote. Joe Donnelly with 41.43% of the vote. These are the highlight races. Currently in Missouri, Josh Hawley with 55% of the vote over Claire McCaskill with 41% of the vote. In Virginia, Tim Kaine confirmed there. In Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn with 56% of the vote over Phil Bredesen with 42% of the vote. In Connecticut, Matthew Corey with 51% of the vote over Christopher Murphy with 47% of the vote. And in Mississippi, Cindy Hyde Smith with 60% of the vote over Mike Epsey with 27% of the vote. And also in Mississippi, Tony Bartee gaining about 1.47% of the vote. Florida, still a very close race, but right now Bill Nelson just barely edging it out. 50% of the vote over Rick Scott, with 49% of the vote. Still a very, 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 very close race there as we continue to monitor these elections tonight. It's starting to get heated up, and while we gather these results, we're going to take one more quick break. We will be right back.
At American Monument Company, our monuments have a special touch. For 3 generations now, every customer is just as important as the first was. We take pride in every monument we do. That's our special touch. And back to the beginning of the layout, the customer not really knowing what they want, that's what we provide. We try to meet every need. I'm Scott Patterson. Call American Monument Company today at 618-993-8968.
Another night of watching TV. Outlaw Motorsports has the largest inventory in the area. Their friendly staff is always ready to answer your questions. Outlaw Motorsports, we put the fun back into your family. Outlaw Motorsports, Harrisburg, Illinois. We don't have what you need, we have what you want.
Every day, more women are choosing Heartland Women's Healthcare to get the best care for themselves and their babies. It's because we are moving care forward with innovations like an ultrasound at every visit, a USB bracelet to keep your medical records close, and more than 45 practicing doctors on staff. Last year alone, Heartland Women's Healthcare delivered 5,000 more reasons you should see us too. Taking care of women and their babies. Heartland Women's Healthcare.
All right, welcome back to Election 2018 coverage here on News 24. We currently have a lot of election results coming in right now. For the House, still a very close battle. Democrats currently having 49 points of the 218 needed for the majority, and the Republicans currently at 41 points. We're going to take a look at our high-tech map right now, where just in 0.2% of precincts reporting, Mike Boss leads Brendan Kelly 65% to 28%, and we are going to continue to follow that very closely. Randy Auxier currently with 5.44%. Taking a look in Tennessee, Mark Green 64% over Justin Canal with 34%. That is Tennessee's 7th district, 8th district, the Republican winning that nomination. The 4th district is the Republican. Everywhere in Tennessee, the Republicans winning it. Another solid Republican state right now when it comes to the elections is Kansas, except for Kansas District 2, where Paul Davis is currently leading Steve Watkins 62% to 33%. In the Chicagoland area, all Democrats right now, District 8, District 11, District 14, all of them up there currently reporting Democrat. Illinois District 18 right now, Darren LaHood, the Republican, 60% over Julianis Rodriguez with 39% of the vote. And we're still looking at Illinois District 15, which covers part of our area. John Shimkus over Kevin Gaither, currently 76 to 23%. We now want to take another look at a Mike Boss rally, where the results for his election are just coming in. Our Mike Reed is currently there. Mike, is the anticipation building? All right, thank you very much, Mike. Very electric there to that auditorium, and we should tell you John Shimkus right now currently leading Kevin Gaither in the District 15 race. Currently, the projections for that, are at 76% for Shimkus, 23% for Gaither, but only 1.1% of precincts currently reporting in that race. Still an uphill battle for the House. Democrats currently 49 of the 218 needed for the majority, and the Republicans currently at 41. We'll have continuing election coverage next here on News 24.
Hi, I'm Woody, the Southside Lumber Customer Service emoji. Did you know that Southside has been family owned and operated since 1946? We have over 75,000 square feet of the best names in paint, hardware, lumber, tools, and anything else you might need for your home. That's why we are the choice local supplier for contractors and homeowners alike. With more than 70 years in the industry, Southside Lumber can help you say, nailed it.
I had tried dentures and they were not successful.
For people that have lost their teeth and are frustrated with wearing dentures, we have new methods and techniques to give people basically a third set of teeth.
When you have an extraction or an implant put in, your first thought is, that's going to hurt. I was completely comfortable through this. Dr. Hughes and his staff, they're out wonderful.
That's a life-changing event for many people, and it's something that we do here on a daily basis at Hughes Dental Arts Center.
Keep your money local with House to Home Realty. Lowest fees guaranteed. No long-term contracts. Free moving trailer. Client for Life Club. No corporate franchise fees. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. That's the perfect realtor with 3 locations to serve you: Marion, Lake of Egypt, and Carterville. Don't go it alone. Call 997-HOME. House to Home Realty. We never stop working to come up with new ways to better serve you.
We'll be right back.
I'm Rick McKinney, and I run the McKinney's Western Store. Once you build a barn and you look back on it, you'll think, I wished I would have done that. The must-have is somebody that's built a lot of barns and can give you ideas.
Get a 30 by 40 post-frame building for $9,995, or a 24 by 30 post-frame building for $6,995. Call for details.
When me and Brian met, I had an old barn, and we needed some aesthetics done to it. He's very good as far as knowing what horse people, what they would be comfortable in. I've had very good success with him, and the ones I've sent, they've had success too.
Hi, I'm Woody, the Southside Lumber Customer Service emoji. Did you know that Southside has been family owned and operated since 1946? We have over 75,000 square feet of the best names in paint, hardware, lumber, tools, and anything else you might need for your home. That's why we are the choice local supplier for contractors and homeowners alike. With more than 70 years in the industry, Southside Lumber people say, nailed it.
Oh!
2018.
People with
Got a long way
type
to
2
go,
diabetes
ain't
are
they?
excited about the potential of once-weekly Ozempic. In a study with Ozempic, a majority of adults lowered their blood sugar and reached an A1C of less than 7 and maintained it.
Oh, under 7?
And you may lose weight. In the same one-year study, adults lost on average up to 12 pounds.
Oh, up to 12 pounds?
A 2-year study showed that Ozempic does not increase the risk of major cardiovascular events like heart attack, stroke, or death.
Oh, no increased risk? You're not going to put me on TV.
Ozempic should not be the first medicine for treating diabetes or for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase the risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
I discovered the potential with Ozempic.
Ask your healthcare provider if Ozempic is right for you.
The world.
Live from News 24 Studios, this is Election Night 2018. Now reporting, Aaron Price. And welcome back to election coverage here on News 24. We are currently still taking a look at the U.S. House right now, where the Democrats are currently leading the Republicans for the House with 51 points. The Republicans currently right now with about 48 points. Taking a look at our map right now, our local election, Michael Boss leading Brendan Kelly with about 65% of the vote. Brendan Kelly currently at 28%, that is for District 12. And District 15, John Shimkus leading Kevin Gaither, 79% of the vote. Kevin Gaither with about 20% of the vote. And we're still taking a look at some of the live election results here in the country, but something that we just got in, say about 10 minutes ago, J.B. Pritzker has been confirmed as Illinois governor. We're going to go ahead and take a quick look at that. Bruce Rauner with about 43% of the vote, J.B. Pritzker with about 51% of the vote. And we have Dorothy Mitchell with us right now, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about what she thinks the rest of the night will turn out. So when it comes to the governor races, particularly Illinois', J.B. Pritzker is the projected winner in this, but from the results that you see on the screen right here, do you think that it can change?
Probably not. I think he'll probably, both of them will change, but I think he'll probably still come out ahead, JB will.
Okay, and when we were talking just a moment ago in the House about Mike Boss, now I should mention only 0.2 of those precincts reporting for Boss against Kelly, but still Representative Boss currently with 65% of the vote, and Brendan Kelly with about 28% of the vote. Do you think Mr. Boss can hold that?
Yes, I do. He's enough ahead. I don't think that he'll gain that much more. No.
Mr. Gaither? Shimkus?
Yeah, he'll stay the winner, I think.
Yeah, and that race currently about 4.1% of precincts reporting. But as it always comes to Chicagoland up there right now, the Democrats leading in all of those races. Bobby Bush, Illinois District 1, or it was up there, currently leading the Democrat. And Illinois District 11, Nick Stella take a look at that. Foster leading Stella 71% to about 28%. And right now, it's just a mix of everything in the country. You can't really tell who might edge it out right now. Again, 218 seats are needed for the majority in the House, and currently the Senate right now, the Republicans with 42 and the Democrats currently with 27. Vermont confirming Bernie Sanders, and in Pennsylvania, Bob Casey Jr. confirmed. Virginia, Tim Kaine confirmed. Rhode Island, Sheldon Whitehouse confirmed. In Missouri right now, it's a very close race. Holly and McCaskill. Holly at 50% of the vote, McCaskill at 45%, but currently only 0.7 of those precincts have reported. And as I just mentioned, a lot of these Democrats already being confirmed for some of these Senate races. Do you think that that the Democrats can overtake the Republicans in the Senate, or do you think Republicans will edge it out?
Well, it's hard to say right now because so much of the vote isn't in yet. It'd be hard to project right now because the Republicans are coming on good, but if they keep up the momentum, they may be able to pass them up.
All right. Taking one more quick look at some of the, you see the states faded right here. The faded red states, the faded blue states. Those are the states where the elections are extremely close. And one of those right now, we've been taking a look all night long, Florida District 26. It is nearly tied. Carlos Curbelo with 49% of the vote. Debbie McCaskill Powell with about 50% of the vote. And also tonight we are seeing a very close race in Kentucky District 6. Now this has shifted about 8 times tonight from Democrat to Republican, but now Andy Barr with 50% of the vote, Amy McGrath with about 48% of the vote. That is a very close race, and 93% of the precincts have reported in that. Do you think Mrs. McGrath can catch up?
Well, I don't know how big of an area that is, but that they're still
It covers
counting.
Lexington.
Oh, really?
Does not cover Louisville.
I don't know. It's so close. It's too close to call. It just honestly is too close to call.
All right, and we were also talking about Louisville earlier. John A. Yarmouth confirmed in the Louisville area, and otherwise in Illinois, it's looking pretty good for the Republicans, excluding the Chicagoland area, and Texas voting mostly red, at least the northern part of Texas. Also taking a close look at Texas District 23, Will Hurd in a very tight election battle with Gina Ortiz Jones. Mr. Hurd with about 48% of the vote, Jones with about 49% of the vote. Still, not even going to ask you, very close to call, too close to call. Texas District 31, District 17, District 8, all of those districts, very close election races right now. We're going to continue our election coverage here on News 24. We'll be right back with much more.
Please, listen. You really need to hear this. Because it's up to all of us to make a difference. Pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorists, we all need to pay more attention. Especially at crosswalks, school zones, and other high traffic areas. It really is a matter of life or death.
Know what this is? This is love and hard work. This is Casey's fresh pizza dough. We make our fresh dough the way your grandmother made it. Heck, it's the way the Romans made it. It's not frozen, shrink-wrapped, and trucked in from some factory in New Jersey. That would be a travesty. You want the best tasting, freshest baked pizza in the world? It starts in our kitchen with a lot of love and old-fashioned goodness. Casey's, famous for pizza and a whole lot more.
Feel the clarity of non-drowsy Claritin and relief from symptoms caused by over 200 allergens, like those from Buddy. Because stuffed animals are clearly no substitute for real ones. Feel the clarity and live Claritin Clear.
At Sterling Sofa Company, get designer style at an affordable price. That's been our goal since we opened our sister store, Sterling Mattress Factory, over 25 years ago. You'll find $999 Serta designer sofas for just $699. Powered leather Italia sofas now $999, and great values on tables, rugs, and lamps. Beautiful comfort is now affordable at Sterling Sofa Company in Carbondale, in front of Kohl's, next to Cool Spoons.
Live from News 24 Studios, this is Election Night 2018. Now reporting, Aaron Price. And good evening. Thanks for joining us again. We do have some major updates in those local races right now. Again, those top 8 that we are following tonight in local races. Mike Bost over Brendan Kelly right now, about 57% of the vote. Brendan Kelly with 40%. Randy Auxier with 3%. Terry Bryant leading Marsha Griffin in the 115th district with 62% over 38%. David Freese with 100% of the vote currently in the 116th district. 117th, Dave Severin leading Jason Woolard, 60% over 40%. Patrick Windhorse leading Natalie Phelps-Finney, 58% to 42% in the 118th district. In the 59th district, Dale Fowler leading Steve Webb, 66 to 34%. In the First Circuit Judge Moore, Carrie Gill leading Jason Olson, 62% to 38%. And the First Circuit Judge Clark, Amanda Bayesse-Gott, currently leading Tyler Edmonds, 61% to 39%. Franklin County Sheriff David Bartoni leading Don Jones, 57% to 43%. Steve Versalanio currently leading Keith Jones, 61% to 39%. And for the Franklin County Board, District 2, Pick 2, J. Larry Miller with 36% of the vote, Ray Minor with 26%, Robert Pierce 25%, and James Jim Hobby with 13%. District 3, Pick 2 in Franklin County, Jack C. Warren with 37% of the vote, Danny L. Melvin with 25% of the vote, Kevin Weston with 24% of the vote, and George Robbie Barkley with about 13% of the vote. We are going to take a quick break so we can post these counties on our webpage. We'll be right back. You're listening to live election coverage here on News 24.
Someone said, to find a man's true character, play golf with him. Likewise, to experience the true character of the region, you should play its golf courses. From the old oaks of Crab Orchard Golf Club to the hills of Kokopelli, across the shores of Pine Lakes, to the links at Stardust. Find a challenging and diverse range of play that you can only experience when you visit SI.
We offer a large selection of steel products.
We have the largest display in Southern Illinois. We carry probably the biggest selection of chains, chainsaws, accessories, champs, helmet systems.
We do have a certified steel technician. All of my parts guys are silver certified steel technicians. We offer anything from chain sharpening with automatic chain sharpener to a large selection of parts and experience. And experience is really hard to come by these days. We're happy to talk with you via email or on the phone or come in.
My name is Dr. David Deloso. I'm a board-certified general pediatrician practicing in this area for the last 23 years. I take my responsibility in the care of their children very seriously. It is truly a privilege and an honor for families to welcome me into their home to help raise and nurture their children and provide general pediatric care for many more years to come.
Visit us at crhpc.org.
Some visit southernmost Illinois for peace and quiet, while others come for the fruits of the harvest. And then there are those drawn to the excitement and adventure around every turn of this monumental landscape. But no matter what brings you to southernmost Illinois, or what season you visit, there's plenty to see and do. And with our network of inns, cottages, and B&Bs, you can rest assured that there's always a great place to stay. Book your next getaway at ShawneeWineTrailBB.com.
True Village pays
an incredible amount of attention to detail, and we saw that with our first building. We were in our first building for 2 years before we decided to expand. There was no question that Truebilt had to be the expansion. We had everything absolutely perfect in our original building, and we wanted to maintain that level of perfection in our expansion as well.
This month, you can get a 24 by 24 by 8 for only $12.5.
Truebilt did my building, and they were absolutely amazing to work with. Truebilt is without a doubt the place to go.
Welcome back to live coverage of Election Night 2018. Now, reporting again from News 24 Studios, Aaron Price. And welcome back. We do still have a lot of local election results to come in right now. We just finished with Franklin County, and we are now going to take a look at Hamilton County, where the race for Hamilton County Sheriff, Clerk, and the property tax question currently showing 0% of precincts reporting. In Hardin County, the Sheriff, Jerry Fricker, over Dennis Austin, 77% over 23%, and the Treasurer currently showing Kim Lamar, 63%, and Betty Lewis with 37%. Results are incoming from Jackson County right now. The Jackson County Clerk, J. Allen Wittenborn, with 57% of the vote. Frank L. Bird with 43% of the vote. Jackson County Treasurer, Steve Voorhees, with 100% of the vote. Jackson County Board, Lori Vale Nerhing, with 65% of the vote. William Billy Carando, with 35% of the vote. Andrew Irbies and Charles Brennan Brown battling for County Board District 2. 68% for Irbies, 32% for Brown. In Board District 3, Clifton Gene Badson II, 49%, Clarence C.J. Calorando, 47%, and currently Joshua Hellman with 4%. Jackson County Board District 4, Cheryl Endrays currently with 73%, and Rich Whitney currently with 27%, and District 6, Scott Comparato with 75% of the vote, and Navarat Kang with 25% of the vote. In Jefferson County, for the Jefferson County Sheriff, Clint Taylor with 56% of the vote, Jeff Bullard with about 44% of the vote, Jefferson County Treasurer Travis Allen with 51% of the vote, and Robert Bob Watts with 49% of the vote. Board District 6 in Jefferson County, Jeff L. Williams, 73% of the vote, Ian Peak with 27% of the vote. Board District 7, Jeffrey Nowland with 54%, and Justin Fulkerson currently with 46%. And the property tax question in Jefferson County, yes voted 76%, and no voted about 24%. In Johnson County, for the Johnson County Sheriff, Pete Sopsijak with 80% of the vote over Daniel Lewis with 20%. Jason Taylor with 77% of the vote over Patricia Kalikai with 23% of the vote, and the gun sanctuary question for Johnson County, 86% voted yes, 14% voted no. In Massac County, no results currently to show. In Perry County, the Perry County Sheriff, Steve Baris, 64% over Jeremy Gotthard with 36%. The Treasurer, Mary Jane Kraft, 61% over Beth LaPay, 39%, and Robert Kelly for the Commissioner, 75% over Ryan R. Uhey with 25%. Pope County Commissioner Lindsey Barger, 61%, Steve Hudson, 39%. Pulaski County Sheriff currently, Randy Kern, 87%, Hibden Michael with 13%, and the gun sanctuary question for Pulaski County, 87% voting yes, 13% voting no. Public safety sales tax question in Saline County, no, 83% yes, voting 17%. The property tax question for Saline County, 76% of voters voting yes, 24% voting no. Saline County Sheriff Jay Whipper Johnson with 69% of the vote over Ken Clore with 31% of the vote. Saline County State's Attorney Molly Wilson Carriser with 57% of the vote, and Jason Clark with 43% of the vote. Saline County Treasurer Jeff Murray with 64% of the vote, Danny Gibbs with 36% of the vote. Saline County Clerk Roger L. Craig with 52% of the vote, Julie Dunn with 48% of the vote. Currently, for the Saline County Board, Sherrod 12%, Williams 11%, Tolley at 9%, Russell at 9%, Porter at 9%, Oglesby at 8%, Ellis McAwen at 8%, also at 8%, Greg Hodson, Diane Taborn at 7%, as well as Jeremy Stout, Nicole Strickland at 7%, and Justin G. Travelstead at 6%. In Union County, for the clerk, Lance M. Meisenheimer, 71%, over Vonda Benefield, 29%. Treasurer, Leah Burns, 74%, over John L. Hugdy, with 26%. Union County Commissioner seat A, Kent L. Pitts with 59%, Tina Waller with 37%, and Jesse T. Adams with 5%. Union County Commissioner seat C, David S. Gold with 69% of the vote, and Kevin L. Starr with 31% of the vote. And finally, seat D, Max Miller, 63% of the vote, and Thomas Sadowski, 37% of the vote. And last but not least, in Williamson County Circuit Judge Palmer with Green at 54% of the vote, David Lawler at 46% of the vote. Williamson County Circuit Judge Smoot, John W. Sanders at 63% of the vote, Ryan Hall at 37%. Nothing currently showing for the sheriff and the commissioner, James Jim Marlowe at 68%, and Mike Wright currently reporting at 32%. We'll have much more election night coverage coming up on News 24. You're listening to live election coverage. We'll be right back.
Here we are, wherever here might be, Election Day. When you rise above the noise, the tweets, the talking heads, what you hear and what you see are two different things. You hear about how we're a nation divided, yet from where we sit, we see no such thing. We see 500,000 people, today alone, stitching together some supposedly very divided states. Red states, blue states, and every shade of purple in between. We see people working across party lines, state lines, yes, even airlines, all looking for that uncommon common ground. A nice reminder that if you really want to see what this country is made of, maybe it's best to go see it for yourself.
Some visit southernmost Illinois for peace and quiet, while others come for the fruits of the harvest. And then there are those drawn to the excitement and adventure around every turn of this monumental landscape. But no matter what brings you to southernmost Illinois, or what season you visit, there's plenty to see and do. And with our network of inns, cottages, and B&Bs, you can rest assured that there's always a great place to stay. Book your next getaway at ShawneeWineTrailBB.com.
TrueBuilt pays an incredible amount of attention to detail, and we saw that with our first building. We were in our first building for 2 years before we decided to expand. There was no question that TrueBuilt had to do the expansion. We had everything absolutely perfect in our original building, and we wanted to maintain that level of perfection in our expansion as well.
This month, you can get a 24 by 24 by 8 for only $12.5.
TrueBuilt did my building, and they were absolutely amazing to work with. TrueBuilt is without a doubt the place to go.
At Helia Healthcare, we're united around a single goal, bringing you home. We are Southern Illinois' premier option for short-term guest rehabilitation and returning home, or we can provide services for those who may need long-term skilled care.
I'm Steve Miller, president of Helia Healthcare. Whether you are with us for a short visit or a longer stay, serving you is our privilege. With convenient locations in Benton, West Frankfort, and Energy, we're proud to be part of your community.
Welcome back to live coverage of Election Night 2018. Now, reporting again from News 24 Studios, Aaron Price. And welcome back to Election Night 2018. We've still got a lot of coverage to get to as more election results continue to come in. We're turning back to the United States House right now, where the Democrats currently have 59 points over the Republicans' 54 points. Still very close. 218 seats needed for the majority. And look at that map. There's red, there's blue, there's a mix of everything all over it, and we are going to continue to keep you updated as more results come in. Currently taking a quick recap at some local representative and judge votes. For the U.S. House, Mike Bost still leading Brendan Kelly 51 to 46%. For the 115th, 16th, 17th, and 18th district, Bryant getting the nomination currently for the 115th district. Costello getting the nomination currently for the 116th district. Severin currently getting the nomination for the 117th district. Windhorst currently getting the nomination for the 118th district. In the Senate, Dale Fowler currently has the nomination for the 59th district. First Circuit Judge Moore, Kerry Gill has the nomination, and First Circuit Judge Clark, Amanda Biasi Gott currently with the nomination in that race. And as I mentioned, Patrick Windhorst currently leading over Natalie Phelps-Finney, 61% to 39%, a brand new candidate. And we are live at his rally right now in Metropolis at Fat Ed's Roadhouse. Our Emma Gass is live there. Emma, a lot of anticipation right now. What's the feel inside the building? All right, thank you very much. We now want to go back to Michael Reed. He's at Mike Bost rally at the Murfreesboro Elks tonight. Mike, how's it hanging there? Bye, Aaron. Did you see how the House is going to the Democrats? Bye. All right, thank you very much. And we now want to turn to global news with a look at how the U.S. midterms work.
I'm Jackson Prosco, and I approve this message. Does it ever feel like Americans are constantly holding elections?
USA! USA!
It seems like a non-stop cycle of campaigns, fundraisers, speeches, and yes, commercials. So many commercials. In many countries, like Canada, federal elections typically happen every 4 or 5 years. But here in the U.S., they happen every 2 years, like clockwork. So what exactly are Americans voting for in a year like this one when they're not voting for president? Well, in November, specifically on Tuesday, November 6th, the U.S. will hold midterm elections, and the results could drastically change the course of politics in this country at a pretty turbulent time. Before we dive into what the midterms mean this year, we need to understand why we're here at all. It's all about Congress. Go way back to 1787, when the framers of the Constitution decided the new United States needed a bicameral legislature. And that's what they got. The building behind me is the U.S. Capitol, which people commonly refer to as Congress. It's actually made up of 2 separate branches. There's the House of Representatives, which is the lower chamber, like Canada's House of Commons, and the Senate, which is the upper chamber. As spelled out in Article 1 of the U.S. Constitution, members of the House are elected to 2-year terms, senators are elected for 6 years. So during the midterms, all 435 seats in the House of Representatives and 35 of the 100 seats in the Senate are up for grabs. But this year, there's only one number you need to remember: 23. You see, right now, both houses of Congress are controlled by Republicans, but Democrats need to win just 23 seats to take control of the House, and that seems like a pretty realistic goal. Things are trickier for Democrats in the Senate. Right now, they're only 2 seats shy of a majority, but in November, they need to defend 26 of their current seats and then win 2 more. But if either of those things happens, it'll cause real headaches for the guy who lives right here, slowing Donald Trump's agenda to a crawl.
Congress is on the ticket. And I try and tell my people that's the same thing as me, in a sense. That's the same thing.
Part of the challenge for Republicans if they lose control of the House, or particularly a challenge for the president, is that Republicans in the House, and to a lesser degree the Senate, I think have treated the Trump administration kind of with kid gloves. I mean, there's a lot of investigatory power in the House, in some of the House committees. And if Democrats become the chairman of those committees, they're really going to go after the president, because they may in fact decide that they want to have an impeachment vote on the president if the Democrats have the majority. Now, predicting elections is kind of like forecasting the weather. If you look too far out into the future, it's hard to tell what's actually going to happen. So don't believe anyone who claims to know now whether Donald Trump will win another term in 2020.
Like never before. We're doing the job.
But look at the near term and you can make a pretty reliable prediction, which is why the pollsters feel confident that the Democrats are going to make big gains, what they're calling a blue wave. The midterm election can often be a reflection on the president, even though the president himself is not actually on the ballot.
You can make numbers different ways.
Remember being in elementary school when you get a report card halfway through the semester so your parents would know how you were doing? Well, the midterms are kind of like that. Voters effectively use them to grade a president's performance at the halfway point in their term. And history is rarely kind to the president's party during the midterms. The lower the president's approval rating, the more likely their party is to lose seats. Going all the way back to the American Civil War in 1862, the president's party has lost ground in 36 of the 39 midterm elections, losing an average of 33 seats. Now, Donald Trump's approval has hovered between the high 30s and low 40%, which could spell especially bad news for Republicans. Barack Obama had a 45% approval rating at this point in his first term, and when the midterms rolled around in 2010, the Democrats lost control of both the House. History is littered with other examples. But the other factor here is geography. Remember that magic number 23? Well, that's where Republicans are really nervous. Across the country, there are currently 25 districts held by Republicans where Hillary Clinton actually won the vote in the last presidential campaign. In other words, Republican support is already soft in more than the magic number of districts that the Democrats need to win. But the problem could actually be even bigger for Republicans. A recent special election in Ohio's 12th congressional district was so close it went to a recount. And that's in a district where the Republican candidate should have had no trouble winning by a landslide. There are now a whopping 68 districts where conditions are currently less favorable for Republicans than they were in Ohio. Of course, these days, nothing is predictable. Back in 2016, the polls forecast doom for Donald Trump. So much can change between now and Election Day. But even Republicans seem to have a sense of just how bad things could be. In fact, some of the biggest names in the party have decided this is the perfect year not to seek re-election. Perhaps it's a case of you can't fire me, I quit.
We'll have much more Election Day coverage coming up on 103.4 FM The Mix and News 24.
Weighing nearly 600 pounds, Justin felt trapped, while his life rolled past.
Hey, don't forget to call your mom.
Love you, Mom. So he turned to a team of dedicated physicians to help regain control at Heron Hospital's New Life Weight Loss Center. Now, instead of hiding from the world, he's on top of it. Only SIH. Clear skies ahead.
It took us years to find the perfect bun for Culver's new Pretzel House Pub Burger.
It's got the nice pretzel flavor on the outside, but when you open it up, it's light and airy. It's got a nice sweet flavor to it. It literally melts in your mouth.
This bun is perfect for a Pretzel House Pub Burger. Seared Midwest beef, tangy mustard bistro sauce, pickled red onions, 2 slices of bacon, served with our signature cheddar cheese sauce.
This bun was made for this burger. This is perfect.
I think it's an awesome burger. Welcome to Delicious.
Fact is, there are over 9,600 roads named Park in the U.S. It's America's most popular street name, no matter what park you live on. One of 10,000 local Allstate agents knows yours. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Open your eyes, reach for a nice cup of
Wanky Juice, Go-Go Beans, Sugar Java, Electric Elixir!
your morning McCafe. Ah, whatever you call it. Get any size at McDonald's for just $1.
New endless pan pizzas on CC's Buffet. Starting at just $5.99. It's the best price for endless pan pizza, only at CC's.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm Dave.
We have 3 days.
Exploring the state of Illinois. Hey,
Right
Glove
here.
Brothers, here's
Here we
the
go. It's like a million miles away. This is the life. I mean, I can't believe we're in Illinois. Pretty awesome.
Do we really need to cross this river?
Hey, you hear Metro PCS is now Metro by T-Mobile? What? Yeah, now their new plans have unlimited high-speed data all month long.
No way.
Way, all on the T-Mobile network. I'm thinking about switching.
Well, that's smart.
I'm also thinking about taking that bridge.
Nice.
Metro PCS is now Metro by T-Mobile. It's the smarter way to get unlimited. That's genius.
Philip loved riding horses. It was one of the things he enjoyed most. So when nagging joint injuries from his life as a state trooper threatened his ability to ride, he knew he needed help. He found a team of dedicated physicians who walked him through every step of the way. Now, he's back on the saddle and off into the sunset. Who could be such a partner? Only SIH.
We have a serious problem. We're all at risk. We're all at fault. Distracted driving is killing innocent people every day. We're making conditions unsafe for everyone by not paying attention. Phones and devices down. Please. It really is a matter of life or death.
Live from News 24 Studios, this is Election Night 2018. Now reporting, Aaron Price. And welcome back to Election Night 2018 coverage. I'm Aaron Price. We still have a lot to get to tonight because right now, News 24 has confirmed that Terry Bryant has won State House 115th District and that Dale Fowler has won State Senate 59th District. We are still working to confirm more races right now. Again, currently it is still a heated battle as more polls are expected to close here in, say, just about 8 or 9 minutes. Currently, Democrats with 79 points in the House. Democrats have 62 points. We have, again, earlier confirmed John Shimkus for Illinois District 15 and Illinois District 12, Mike Boss, currently over Brendan Kelly, 64% to 33%. And right now, we want to go ahead and take a look. Let's see, J.B. Pritzker party in Chicago, where he has been confirmed as the new Illinois governor. People still sticking around there. Taranda is live. Taranda, what's going on up there? All right, thank you very much. We do have a little bit of information just in. Dave Severin has been confirmed for the Illinois House 117th District to serve a second term. Again, Dave Severin confirmed to the Illinois House 117th District. At the top of the hour, we have another rundown for local election results. Plus, we're taking another look at the U.S. midterm elections as more polling results come in. But first, here's the latest in national news and your Fox News Update. Alexa, Fox News Update.
In Fox News. This is a Fox News alert. Counting the ballots. I'm Lisa Lacera. Polls now closed in most states this midterm election day. In California, they're casting ballots for Congress and for governor. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal has more live in L.A.
Lisa, California could be important here. 7 House seats held by Republicans went for Hillary Clinton 2 years ago. Already, outgoing Republican Congressman Darrell Issa said his seat is surely going to the Democrat. Democrats out-register Republicans here by roughly 2-1, so analysts say the next governor is likely Democrat Gavin Newsom. He said today that winning won't mean as much, though, if the House doesn't flip.
Look, I don't think it's a gross exaggeration to say Trump's declared war on California. We're going to need all the foot soldiers we can get.
And polls are now closing in Arizona, where a Senate seat and a House seat could very well flip. Lisa.
Thanks, Jessica. In Missouri, Republican Senator Claire McCaskill is in a tough battle to hang on to her Senate seat. Fox's Jeff Manasso was live at her campaign headquarters.
Lisa, Claire McCaskill, one of the red state's most vulnerable Democrats, and her supporters here are about to find out whether or not it'll be a third term in the U.S. Senate, or whether the state's 38-year-old Attorney General, Republican Josh Hawley, will replace her, helping President Trump in his efforts to keep control of the Senate in a long, ugly, and expensive battle in which McCaskill has in recent weeks distanced herself from her own party, saying she's not one of those crazy Democrats and shifting toward the middle here in the end in a Trump state where voter turnout is expected to set records. Lisa.
Thanks, Jeff. Some other races we're following. The Fox News decision desk can now project incumbent Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown, as expected, will win a third term by defeating Republican Congressman Jim Bernacchi. This is Fox News.
As the leader in best-in-class operations, Delta Airlines is honored to partner with the U.S. military to perform maintenance on military aircraft. Visit DeltaTakingAction.com to see more ways Delta is helping to make the world a smaller, more connected place.
And a Fox News alert. We have a major race call to make in New Jersey. The Fox News decision desk can now project that Democratic Senator Bob Menendez will win re-election by defeating Republican businessman Bob Hugin. Although some Republicans had viewed Menendez as vulnerable due to 2017 federal corruption trial, the 12-year Senate veteran never trailed Hugin in pre-election polling. We also have another major race call to make in the Tennessee Senate race. The Fox News decision desk can now project that Republican Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn will defeat former Democratic Governor Phil Bredesen to replace retiring GOP Senator Bob Corker. Although Blackburn spent all summer trailing Bredesen in the polls, she closed the gap and took the lead about a month ago. In Rhode Island, Democratic Governor Gina Raimondo will win re-election by defeating Republican Alan Fung, the mayor of Cranston. Stocks ending the day on a positive note this midterm election day.
As voters take to the polls, the major averages closing higher on Wall Street as investors await the results of the midterm elections. Among the gainers today, technology shares and infrastructure stocks surging ahead of the midterm results, with the Dow closing up 173 points, the Nasdaq up 47, S&P 500 up 12. And shares of CVS closing 5% higher after the pharmacy chain reported higher revenue and profits for its third quarter as it grew its network and got a boost from an increase in prescription volumes.
Fox's Hillary Barsky reporting. A Bangladeshi immigrant who set off a pipe bomb in New York City's busiest subway station at rush hour, convicted of terrorism. After the verdict was read, Akayed Ullah told the judge, "I was angry with Donald Trump because he says he will bomb the Middle East and then he will protect his nation." I'm Lisa Lacera, and this is Fox News.
Alexa, stop. Election Night 2018 is brought to you by the following. Live from News 24 Studios, this is Election Night 2018. Now reporting, Aaron Price. And welcome back again tonight. It is 9:01 p.m. and it is time to take another look at all local races. First, we begin with the top 8 races that we are following this evening. Mike Bost leading Brendan Kelly and Randy Auxier for the 12th District of the Senate. 58% over 39% and 3%. 115th District, Terry Bryant leading Marsha Griffin, 61-39. Costello leading Freese in the 116th District, 50%, just barely to 49.9% at this hour. In the 117th District, we have confirmed Dave Severin will win over Jason Willard, 58% over 42%. Patrick Windhorst and Natalie Phelps-Finney currently right now, 57% for Windhorst, Phelps-Finney at 43%. Dale Fowler, 64% over 36%. Steve Webb, we have confirmed Dale Fowler will win that race. And for First Circuit Judge Moore, Kerry Gill, 63%. Jason Olson, 37%. And First Circuit Judge Clark got with 63%. And Edmonds currently with 37%. Franklin County Sheriff David Bartoni, 57%. Don Jones, 43%. Treasurer Steve Versalano with 61%. Jones at 39%. District 2, Pick 2, Miller at 35. Minor at 27. Pierce at 24. Hobby at 14. District 3, Pick 2, Warren at 38. Weston at 26. Melvin at 25. And Barkley at 11. In Hamilton County, for the sheriff and Lakin and Crow are tied currently at 50%. Hamilton County Clerk, Hopfinger and Butler, 67% for Hopfinger, 33% for Butler. Property tax question, 75% voting yes, 25% voting no. Hardin County Sheriff, Fricker, 79% over Austin, 21%. Lamar, 64% over Lewis, 36%. For the Treasurer, Commissioner Williams, 65% over Cornell, 35%. The gun sanctuary question, yes, 90%, and no, 10% in Hardin County. In Jackson County, it is busy tonight. Christy Solverson for the Jackson County resident judge, 51% over Stephen Boss with 49%, still too close to call in that race. J. Allen Wittenborn with 53% over Frank L. Bird, 47%. For the clerk and treasurer, Johnson over Voorhees, 51-49. Jackson County Board District 1, Naring over Corando, 62-38. District 2, Herbs over Brown, 65-35. District 3, Colorado over Badson and Hellman, 49-46-4. And District 4, Andres over Whitney, 76-24. And for District 6, Comparato, 76%, and Kang at 24%. In Jefferson County, for the sheriff, Taylor and Bullard currently tied at 50%. Robert Bob Watt over Travis Allen. For the treasurer, 54% over 46%. No results in for Board District 1. District 6 in Jackson County, Williams over Peak, 80%-20%. District 7 Board, Jeffrey Nowland over Justin Fulkerson, 62%-38%. For the Jefferson County property tax question, 78% voting yes, 22% voting no. In the Johnston County Sheriff race, Sopsack over Lewis, 80%-20%. That is in Johnson County. Johnson County Commissioner Taylor over Calachi, 78-22. And the gun sanctuary question in Johnson County, 87% voting yes, 13% voting no. In Massac County, the clerk and treasurer, as well as the gun sanctuary question, still no results in. Perry County Sheriff Breeze over Gotthard, currently 85%-15%. Treasurer Mary Jane Kraft, 60% LePay, 40% Kelly, 97% over Uhay, 3% for the Perry County Commissioner. In Pope County Commissioner, 61% for Barger, currently 39% for Hudson. In Pulaski County, the Sheriff, 84% for Kern, Michael with 16%. And the gun sanctuary question in Pulaski County, 84% voting yes, 16% voting no. In Saline County, the public safety sales tax question, 84% voting no, 16% voting yes. For the property tax question, 75% voting yes, 25% voting no. Sheriff Johnson, 66%. Clora at 34%. Saline County State's Attorney Molly Wilson Kayazar with 54%, Jason Clark with 46%, Murray over Gibbs for the treasurer, 69 over 31 in the clerk's running office, Craig over Dunn, 58 to 42. Saline County Board, Williams 13, Sherrod 13, Russell 11, Porter 11. For the 8%, we have 3 currently, Stout, Oglesby, and McAllen. Tolley currently with 7%, Travelstead with 5%, Tauburn with 5%, Strickland with 5%, and Greg Hodson currently with 5%. In Union County, the clerk, Meisenheimer over Benefield, 62% to 38%, Burns 65% over Huey, 35%, Pitts 59%, Waller 37%, and Adams 5%. For Commissioner Seat A, Seat C, Gowd over Starr, 69 to 31, and Seat D, Miller over Sadowski, 63 to 37. Finally, in Williamson County Circuit Judge Palmer, Green over Lawler, Green over Lawler, 56% over 44%. Williamson County Circuit Judge Smoot, Sanders over Hall, 65 to 35%. Sheriff Vick over Barter, 53 to 47%. And Marlowe over Wright for the Williamson County Commissioner, 69% to 31%. Those are a look at your local election races. Currently taking a look at the House, Democrats overruling the Republicans right now, 80 to 68. Republicans losing 4 seats, the Democrats gaining 4 seats. In the Senate, it looks like the Republicans are going to hold it 43 to 30. And for governor's races, Vermont will be a Republican, New Hampshire Republican, Massachusetts Republican, Connecticut Republican, Maryland Republican, Ohio Republican, South Dakota currently Republican, Illinois currently voting Republican. That is actually new into our office right now. Again, Republican Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner now over J.B. Pritzker. We're going to bring you updates. Henry McMaster, 57%. James Smith at 42% in South Carolina. Tennessee voting Republican for governor. Oklahoma voting strictly Republican for governor. Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida all voting red this evening. DeSantis still in that close race with Andrew Gillum with about 90% of precincts reporting. We still got a lot to go here this evening. We are going till 11 o'clock. However, we are going to take a really quick break coming up at the end of this hour for News 24 at 10. We'll be right back with continuing coverage there on News 24. Much more continuing coverage of Election 2018 is coming up next. I'm Aaron Price. You're listening to Election 2018 on News 24.
Need auto parts? Shop O'Reilly Auto Parts. With convenient locations nationwide and well-trained professional parts people, you can count on O'Reilly to help you get back on the road fast.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Open your eyes, reach for a nice cup of
Wanky Juice, Go-Go Beans, Sugar Java, Electric Elixir.
your morning McCafe. Whatever you call it. Get any size at McDonald's for just $1.
New endless pan pizzas on CC's Buffet. Starting at just $5.99. It's the best price for endless pan pizza. Only at CC's.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm Dave.
We have 3 days.
Exploring the state of Illinois. Hey,
Right
Glow
here.
Brothers, here's
Here we
the
go. You're like a million miles away. This is the life.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're in online.
Very nice, huh?
Do we really need to cross this river?
Hey, you hear Metro PCS is now Metro by T-Mobile? What? Yeah, now their new plans have unlimited high-speed data all month long.
No way.
All on the T-Mobile network. I'm thinking about switching.
Well, that's smart.
I'm also thinking about taking that bridge.
Nice.
Metro PCS is now Metro by T-Mobile. It's the smarter way to get unlimited. That's genius.
Philip loved riding horses. It was one of the things he enjoyed most. So when nagging joint injuries from his life as a state trooper threatened his ability to ride, he knew he needed help. He found a team of dedicated physicians who walked him through every step of the way. Now, he's back on the saddle and off into the sunset. Who could be such a partner? Only SIH.
We have a serious problem. We're all at risk. We're all at fault. Distracted driving is killing innocent people every day. We're making conditions unsafe for everyone by not paying attention. Phones and devices down. Please. It really is a matter of life or death.
I am your favorite DQ Treats. And when you exit the drive-thru with a minivan full of me and a rear-view mirror obstructed by DQ soft serve, your kids will know that you know how to party. Party over here. Party over there. Party everywhere. Because when this minivan is a-rockin' with DQ Treats, the kids come a-flockin' for DQ Treats. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
Looking for new tires? At Main Street Tire and Wheel, we specialize in tires. Main Street offers tires for all makes and models. Fast, quick, and easy. Main Street is a full-service automotive repair shop. We do offer brakes, tune-ups, and oil changes like the other guys. But our main focus is tires. Whether it's 4 new tires or repairing just one, make Main Street Tire and Wheel your tire headquarters. Main Street Tire and Wheel, across from the post office, 300 East Main Street, Marion, Illinois.
One service that I don't think people may be aware of that Hospice of Southern Illinois offers is their bereavement counseling. I know after I lost my husband, I just was devastated. And Christine from the bereavement counseling came and talked to me individually a few times, which was so helpful. But she also encouraged me to join their 6-week grief group. And I remember after the first meeting of the grief group, a member said, I really thought I was losing my mind until I heard you all tonight. And that service, I have a wonderful family and friends for support, but being in that group and being with people who were going through the same thing was so helpful. And I really encourage you, if you've lost someone, to take advantage of this service.
No, this is like from a movie. I got him. Paw Patrol to the rescue.
All right, welcome back. There is the map. Every place you see shaded red, that is dark red, is where the Republicans have won, and every place where you see shaded dark blue is where the Democrats have won. We are currently still taking a look as more results come in at this hour. But so far, when it comes to the big races here locally, basically seeing what we predicted, we can now confirm Mike Boss has been confirmed for the U.S. Congressional 12th District. Dave Severn confirmed to the 117th District a while ago. Terry Bryant confirmed to the 115th District a while ago. Dale Fowler confirmed to the 59th District. We have posted all of the county results on our webpage. If you have not seen them just yet, or you were not able to see them here on the broadcast. But again, we have Franklin County results posted on there, Williamson County results posted on there, Jackson County results, and Saline County results currently. And we're going to work on posting more as the night progresses. But again, you can view all of those on our website, www.news24si.com. Currently taking a look at the U.S. House, 94 points currently for the Democrats, 69 points currently for the Republicans. They need 218 seats for the majority in the House, but still a lot of states to go, a lot of races to confirm right now. Some of those including the National Commission has not yet confirmed Michael Bost, but 22% of precincts reporting for him, currently 65% over Brendan Kelly at 32%, and we still have much more coverage coming up here on News 24. And right now we're going to go ahead and take another look at the Brendan Kelly victory party, where it's not going very well right now, but still yet there is a little bit of hope, even though we have already confirmed Mike Bost winning the 12th district. Mike Smith is live there. Mike, how's the feelings in there? No talk. Scoot in a little bit that way. I know you're in. Oops. You're fine. Just sit there. Alright. Alright, thanks, Mike. We are back with Dorothy Mitchell now, and we're speaking with her a little bit on what she thinks is going to go on for the rest of the night here. We're speaking with her now, and then one more time before we go off coverage, about 10:30. So right now, a very big story in Illinois is the governor's race. Bruce Rauner actually taking a lead over J.B. Pritzker right now, 47% to 45%, but still yet only 10.5% of precincts are reporting, and a lot of those states have chosen Republican governors tonight, as you can see there on our screen. But when it comes to the House, not a very good night so far for Republicans. There is a lot of red on that map, but you do see the blue in some of the very populated areas, and of course that is what gives the Democrats the majority tonight. Currently Democrats with 94 over the Republicans at 69. Do you think the Republicans can make this up or no?
I don't. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because that's a lot of difference right there. But, you know, it was like that in the presidential election too. They just seemed like, you know, they just kept saying it wasn't going to happen. That last second it did, so we never know for sure.
And what about the Senate? Pretty sure they're going to go?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to the Senate, yeah.
And when it comes to local races right now, let me actually go over here for just a second. As I mentioned, J.B. Pritzker right now trailing Governor Bruce Rauner. We have confirmed Mike Bost for the U.S. Congressional 12th District, a steady lead over Brendan Kelly right now. And we have also confirmed Dave Severin for the 117th District. Terry Bryant we have confirmed for the 115th District, and Dale Fowler we have confirmed for the State Senate 59th District. All of those being Republicans. Do you think that with this help, even just our local races might help the Republicans gain some momentum tonight, or no, in the House?
Well, sure. You get that many Republicans and they've been around a while. They know, all about how things work. Yeah, I think it's got to be a help, sure.
All right, these polls just updated at 9:11 p.m. So let's take a look at some of our circuit judges right now. Kerry Gill leading over Jason Olson, 62% to 38%, and with that much of a margin, I highly doubt that Mr. Olson will be able to make that up. Another very, very talked about race right now is for the first circuit Judge Clark. Amanda Bayesse Gott currently leading Tyler Edmonds, 61% to 39%, and 76% of precincts are reporting on that. Do you think Mr. Edmonds, by any chance, can make this up?
I sort of doubt it, but,
All right.
I'm never...
Let's turn to Franklin County Sheriff David Bartoni, currently leading over Don Jones, 57% to 43%, with 86% of precincts reporting. Do you think Mr. Jones can make up any margin of error? That is a pretty darn close race there.
Well, I don't think so. I think Bartoni will probably pull it on out. His name's pretty popular.
Treasurer, Franklin County Treasurer Versalanio, 61% over Keith Jones, 86% reporting on that as well. 86% reporting on the boards and the districts. We'll go ahead and skip that for now. Let's go ahead and go down to Jackson County. A lot of races to talk about there. A lot of judges as well. The resident judge, Christy Silverson, the Democrat, leading over Stephen M. Bost, 54% to 46%. And this has been a very talked about race this evening. Silverson over Bost. Do you think Stephen Bost can make it up at all with about 63% of polls reporting?
That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to do.
It's going to be a close call, and we're going to continue to follow that tonight. Let's take a look really quick. Something else that has caught the public's attention tonight was in Williamson County. A lot of judges running there. A lot of well-known names as well. Stephen Green, 55% over David Lawler. Lawler, 45%, 98% of precincts reporting there. That's pretty much confirmed.
Yeah.
Judge Smoot, Sanders over Hall tonight, 65% to 35%. That also confirmed, as well as the sheriff, Benny Vick, winning over J.D. Barr, has been the sheriff for quite a while there in Williamson County. Marlowe winning over Wright, 69% to 31%. Dorothy, thank you very much for being with us. We'll see you later on, and we'll have continuing election coverage tonight here on News 24. We'll be right back.
To celebrate the Grinch movie, IHOP has all new Grinch pancakes, mint hot chocolate, and kids eat free from 4 to 10 p.m. Right, Mr. Grinch? Get IHOP's new Grinch pancakes and see the Grinch in theaters.
Ew. Ooh, that's my cat dog. It looks like boogers.
McDonald's new triple breakfast stacks. Stacked with 2 sausage patties, 2 slices of cheese, bacon, and egg.
It took us years to find the perfect bun for Culver's new Pretzel House Pub Burger.
It's got the nice pretzel flavor on the outside, but when you open it up, it's light and airy. It's got a nice sweet flavor to it. It literally melts in your mouth.
This bun is perfect for a Pretzel House Pub Burger. Seared Midwest beef, tangy mustard bistro sauce, pickled red onions, 2 slices of bacon, served with our signature cheddar cheese sauce.
This bun was made for this burger. This is perfect.
I think it's an awesome burger. Welcome to Delicious.
Books Village Green Homes is Southern Illinois' leading provider for manufactured and modular homes. And now they can offer your family a new safe home option. With this new safety option, your family is now provided protection from winds, tornadoes, storms, or intruders. These in-ground, in-home shelters can be easily installed in your home from Brooks Village Green Homes. Now through Saturday, come see the safe home option and take advantage of introductory prices. Open daily at 9 a.m. Brooks Village Green Homes. I-57, exit 59.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this. Workshop that. Let's save. And then, let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this. And make you feel like this. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Get 10% off or up to 24 months financing on all flooring purchases with your Home Depot consumer credit card.
When you have questions about your pregnancy, you shouldn't have to wait for answers. That's why the Patient Support Center at Heartland Women's Healthcare handles more than 6,000 calls per week. Our patients can talk directly with a live nurse to get questions answered by a qualified professional. Patients can even use the Heartland Women's Healthcare app to get answers, pay a bill, or make their next appointment. When our patients have questions, we have a team dedicated to finding answers. Heartland Women's Healthcare.
Election Night 2018 is brought to you by the following. Live from News 24 Studios, this is Election Night 2018. Now reporting, Aaron Price. And welcome back to live election coverage here on News 24. We are still following some of the nation's biggest races and some of the local races as well. But right now we want to turn back to the Illinois governor race. You're looking at a live look at the J.B. Pritzker victory rally in Chicago, where earlier we confirmed J.B. Pritzker as governor, but that could actually change. And if it does, that would be the first time we have ever pre-confirmed elected official wrong before the polls closed. Currently, Bruce Rauner still showing 47% over J.B. Pritzker, 45%. Only 10.5% of precincts are reporting on that, but there is still room for some change right now. But our Taranda Newbert is live in Chicago right now, where some of the spectators are starting to get a little bit nervous. Taranda, what's going on there? Alright, thanks, Taranda, and we are slowly reaching the end, slowly but surely right now, in the U.S. House. Let's go ahead and take a look at our bar graph right here. Democrats currently at 98, Republicans currently at 85. It is going to be a close one out there, guys. And right now, it looks like most of Missouri voting Republican for their local House districts right now. But I want to tell you a little bit about how our bar graph works. So you see the areas highlighted in dark red. Go ahead and put my mouse up there if you will. Yes, right there. You see the areas highlighted in dark red right there. Those are the areas that have been confirmed won by a Republican. Okay? You see the areas in dark blue. For example, all this right here and this there, right there, here, up here. Those are the areas where Democrats have won, and most of those areas where Democrats have won are highly populated areas. Do you see all the areas that are shaded in a very dull red or very dull blue? Those are the areas that a Democrat or a Republican is winning, but narrowly, and has not been confirmed. So, for example, say, let's take Arizona. Tom O'Halloran, the Democrat, is currently leading over Wendy Rogers, but only by 1%. So that is why that is painted a faint blue. And those areas in gray, no results have been tallied in for yet. So the areas in red, dark red, and the areas in dark blue right now are the only areas that are showing up on our bar graph. So say in an hour or so from now, all these red areas, these dull red areas, are dark red. That means that those areas have been confirmed won by a Republican. Say all these dull blue areas, that means they have been confirmed by a Republican if they do turn that color. But I do want to take another look down at the southern tip of Florida. Carlos Curbelo over Powell right now. It is as close can be. They are currently tied 50-50 right now. And we are also at this hour currently taking a look at the race for Texas District 23. It is unwittingly close. Hurd with 48%, Jones with 49%. Taking a look. Let's see here. What is a race that is close? Let's take Iowa, District 4. That's a pretty close race, but the Democrat just barely edging out King, but only 2.2% of precincts have reported in that race. So there's still hope for the Republican candidate in that one as well. So we're going to continue to keep you updated on the House, but right now, here's an updated score for you. They are now 10 points apart. Democrats at 99, Republicans at 88. We don't know what's going to happen. We'll continue to keep you updated. In the Senate, though, take a look at this. Republicans picking up many seats right now, especially Indiana. Take a look at that. Mike Braun winning enormously over Joe Donnelly, 54-41%. Almost the same case with Tennessee, just not as big as a win. I should say. Florida, the Senate, Rick Scott over Bill Nelson. Rick Scott currently at 50%. Bill Nelson at 49%. Trump has campaigned for Mr. Scott a lot, as you probably know. So this could come down to just a few thousand votes in Florida. Other than that, though, we're continuing to watch results come in right now. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at some of the governor races around Tennessee, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Maryland, Vermont. Those are the states where a Republican governor has been confirmed the winner. New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island. Those are the states where a Democrat has been confirmed the winner. So far, looks like the Republicans are dominating the gubernatorial races, but there is still a lot to be seen tonight on election night. And coming up at 10 o'clock p.m., Idaho, Oregon, Alaska, California, Nevada, Arkansas, as well as Kentucky and Hawaii are opening up their polls, and we're going to see the results live here on News 24 coming up after the break.
Please, listen. You really need to hear this. Because it's up to all of us to make a difference. Pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorists. We all need to pay more attention. Especially at crosswalks, school zones, and other high traffic areas. It really is a matter of life or death.
No matter what kind of work you do, a good pair of boots will take you there. Adams Shoe Store supplies the boots for you. They carry a wide range of footwear for men and women. Adams Shoe Store, your next step to quality footwear, south of Route 13 on Market Street in Marion, Illinois.
Small business is the backbone to our community. It's a good feeling to know that one loan to a small business benefits everyone in the community, not just that business.
It's the people at People's National Bank that are making a difference in the lives of Southern Illinois. People's National Bank is a locally owned community bank that provides quality services for the people that work and live in Southern Illinois. People's National Bank, since 1909, our focus continues on you, our customers.
I chose Integrity Roofing to do the roof because they offered not only the lowest price, but they offered the kind of roof that I wanted. I wanted a rubber membrane roof because that's what was on it before, and they were able to do that.
Choose Integrity Roofing and Exteriors for your next commercial project. With quality service that gets the job right the first time. Integrity matters.
Another night of watching TV? Outlaw Motorsports has the largest inventory in the area. Their friendly staff is always ready to answer your questions. Outlaw Motorsports, we put the fun back into your family. Outlaw Motorsports, Harrisburg, Illinois. We don't have what you need. We have what you want.
Hi, I'm Woody, the Southside Lumber Customer Service emoji. Did you know that Southside has been family owned and operated since 1946? We have over 75,000 square feet of the best names in paint, hardware, lumber, tools, and anything else you might need for your home. That's why we are the choice local supplier for contractors and homeowners alike. With more than 70 years in the industry, Southside Lumber can help you say, nailed it.
People with type 2 diabetes are excited about the potential of once-weekly Ozempic. In a study with Ozempic, a majority of adults lowered their blood sugar and reached an A1C of less than 7 and maintained it.
Oh, under 7?
And you may lose weight. In the same one-year study, adults lost on average up to 12 pounds.
Oh, up to 12 pounds?
A 2-year study showed that Ozempic does not increase the risk of major cardiovascular events like heart attack, stroke, or death.
Oh, no increased risk?
Ozempic should not be the first medicine for treating diabetes or for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase the risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
I discovered the potential with Ozempic.
Ask your healthcare provider if Ozempic is right for you.
Welcome back to election coverage here on News 24 this evening. We are still taking a look at the U.S. midterm election right now. Currently in the House at the latest update. Currently the Democrats with 106 points over the Republicans with 90. 218 needed for the Senate majority. Some of those key races that have already been confirmed include some races in Florida, Kentucky, also races in Colorado, Georgia, also Illinois District 15, which we have covered extensively here on News 24, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Kansas, as I mentioned, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland. There's just a lot of areas tonight voting Republican, and also a lot of areas tonight voting Democrat. It is still very tight, as we expected. Really pinpointed results as we expected from earlier. And but something that has been surprising tonight is the race for governor. Take a look at this. 23.6% of precincts reporting Bruce Rauner currently with 49% of the vote. J.B. Pritzker currently with 42.7% of the vote. It is a close race, people, and we are going to continue to keep you updated here on News 24. You are listening to the best election coverage here on News 24 TV, and we are now going to take another look at some local races. Mike Bost has been confirmed the winner for the 12th District of the U.S. House over Brendan Kelly, 58% over 39%. Currently, Dave Severn confirmed the winner for the 117th District. David Freese over Jerry Costello, 51% to 49%. Still a very close race there. Terry Bryant confirmed over Marsha Griffin with 72% reporting, 60 to 40%. About the same case with the First Circuit Judge, 93% reporting in that. Franklin County Sheriff David Bartoni over Don Jones has been confirmed, 55% over 45%. And Jack Warren currently leading the Franklin County Board Pick 2 for District 3, and the Franklin County Board District 2 Pick 2 currently is led by J. Larry Miller. Right now we want to take a look, though, back in Murfreesboro, where the Mike Bost Victory Party is just wrapping up at the Murfreesboro Elks, and Michael Reed is there to report on it. Michael? All right, thanks, Mike. We'll be right back with more election coverage.